Welcome back to AM Northwest. It's peak garden season, and our first guest wants to help us get more from our plantings. Here to share his always helpful tips, we welcome back Executive Director of Growing Gardens, Jason Skipton. Great to see you again.
Happy Monday. Good to see you.
Look at this. This
I
looks
know,
great.
right? This is happening right now. Like, hopefully, as gardeners, hopefully we've all been out there to see, like,
What's
we are
going
in
on?
peak season right now.
Okay.
It's happening. So there's a couple of
Enjoy.
things. Yeah, really enjoy it, but also think about the harvest.
Okay.
Right, now is the time to enjoy really the fruits of our labor, right? So thinking about like where the weather is changing, because it's going to be hot, right? Today's going to be warm.
Today's going to be hot, so
it's been dry, so we're going to talk about some watering systems. But what I really want to focus on too is how to get the most out of your plants. A lot of times we think, oh cool, we'll let the plant do what the plant's going to do. And then all of a sudden we stop getting production.
Right.
And there's a reason for that.
Okay.
So we'll start with the infamous cucumber.
Cucumbers.
Right, so beautiful size. This is actually called a diva cucumber.
Oh.
It's really great, really thin skin, really super awesome. But as they get bigger, right, these will actually become as big as a bat. Right, they'll get huge, right? They'll keep growing. And I think that's the concept, right, that we want to talk about is if the plant is going to continuously focus on this, it's focusing on building its seeds, right? That's what it wants to grow.
Yeah.
So it'll stop actually producing these. So if you don't harvest this cucumber, you won't get any more cucumbers. And that's also very similar to tomatoes, right? If we want to talk about tomatoes and thinking about this branch, like, so this is from the indeterminate, right? We talked about this one that's going to continuously grow and grow and grow and put out flowers, right? You actually have to go in and prune these tomatoes back, because if not, it'll constantly keep producing flowers and growth and not focus on what you actually want, right? Is the tomato.
Yeah.
So you actually have to be looking at how to manipulate, right, the plants to make sure that you're getting what you want out of it, which I think we all want, right, is the fruit. We want the cucumber, we want the tomatoes.
So it's about pruning then now.
Yeah, you got to prune. That's like a really important part. And then also, in addition to that, is watering. There's a couple of ideas to think about, and we've talked about different watering systems and when to do it. One I wanted to mention in particular today is called the Oya, which is basically a clay terracotta pot. Right, obviously this one's bigger, just for purposes of showing what it looks like. You want to make sure that you get an unglazed terracotta pot. That's super important, because this is going to become your vessel for holding water, and then the plant roots actually will come up to this terracotta. I know it sounds scientific, right?
It does.
The roots will come up to this, and it'll actually draw water out of this pot. Right, so if you have a glazed pot, it won't be able to do that.
Oh, interesting.
Right, so it actually is going, this is going to hold the water. So here's an example right here. You want to also cover it, right? Because if not, then the evaporation will actually then pull the water out. So what I've done here is then you bury the terracotta pot into the soil, and then you fill this water, or fill this pot with water, and then this is your watering system. So you don't need to water around this anymore. This is how you're watering. So every week, you come through here and you water, or you fill up this pot with water. And then the plants drink when they need water.
Wow, that's fascinating.
Right? Because they're living, right?
Yeah.
They're living plants.
Oh, that's really
So then you cover this back up. You can also do this, obviously this is like to show like just the size of this.
Right.
If you want bigger ones, great. And then you just make sure that you have to cover those on the top so that the water doesn't evaporate or things fall inside there.
Good point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Super
and then
exciting.
now planting. Do you want to talk more about
totally want to talk about planting. We could talk a little bit more about pruning as well.
Let's do that.
So look, you have sunflowers here. So this one is dry now, right? And actually the sunflower seeds are inside here. They're dry and ready to go. If you kept this on your plant, it's going to continue to put energy into this plant, which is actually done, and stop producing.
Got it.
The other one that I want to show, it's going to be a little small detail here, is basil, right? A lot of times what happens, and you'll see it here, basil will start to flower.
Okay.
And then again, similar process. The plant is going to be like, oh, hey, I need to put on seeds.
Right.
Great, I'm going to focus all of this, and it's actually going to stop producing the leaves. You're going to get big stems that look like this, right? And you can see the leaves are now smaller.
Yeah.
The reason why, again, because it's going to produce the seed. So what you need to do, and here's the really big part to this, is there's this cone right now forming, which is going to have the seed. So you want to come in here gently, and you want to pull this back, and you see there's two little baby plants basically growing here.
Yeah.
You want to prune right here.
So take off that.
Take that part off. You can obviously use this, you know, throw it in pasta, put it in like pesto, but this is going to then focus energy here, and then these plants will continue to grow. You could go down here and prune further down, but this is the best way to basically at this Y is prune down here and take off that cone.
Okay, great. Love it. Okay.
Other thing is looking at onions. This is now the time to start harvesting onions. You'll see the top part actually gets pretty soft and it'll flop over. This is the sign that this onion is starting to cure, right? So now it's starting to get hard and also dry on the outside. This is the time to then harvest your onions as well.
Okay, okay.
Maybe last thing here is our dahlias, right? Love the dahlias.
Love the dahlias.
But also similar concept to what I've talked about before. You're gonna get a lot of these right now.
Right.
Don't look great. They've kind of like lived their cycle.
Sure.
But you have to prune these off.
Okay.
If you don't, then you will not get new beautiful flowers again.
Okay.
The plant is basically saying, I'm done, I'm dried up, my life cycle is over.
Yeah, I feel like that. Often.
Happy summer.
Happy summer.
And then planting, if you want to get some plants in now, this is the best time because you're looking at that warm soil temperature. So get your cilantro in, get another round of beans in, get some peas in, get some carrots in. Like now is the time as we're transitioning, maybe you're pulling some plants to then put seeds in where that plant used to be.
By the way, that's a great tomato.
Right? This is the chocolate sparkle.
Wow.
Right? Isn't that a beautiful one?
Yeah.
And this is the sun gold. Really love the sun gold. These are like just starting to pop right now. And then the cucumbers are really going too.
I love it. Now we want to take viewer questions.
Yes,
right?
please.
So we're going to suggest if you have a gardening question for Jason, just send it to us, and Jason will answer it in an upcoming segment. All you have to do is pretty easy. Just email your questions to amnw@katu.com. Jason, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great, valuable information as always. All right, we'll be right back with more AM Northwest. Don't go away. Those are really good.